Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, Chicago Scene, down in the Loop at the Berghoff, and you're looking at the #1 liquor license issued in Chicago. It's the Berghoff Bar. It's famous, it's massive, and it's here in the main bar area of a restaurant that expands over 2 buildings. But I am here downtown the Loop to talk about Chicago holiday traditions, and the Berghoff is one of them for my family. We've come here every year around Christmas and other times of the year, but this is truly a special place to celebrate Christmas and to enjoy what Chicago has to offer. So I'm going to talk to 4th generation owner Pete, also Chef Matt, about his favorite memory here at the Berghoff at Christmas for the Chicago Scene. All right, so I am now inside the famous dining room here at the Berghoff with 4th generation owner Pete. How are you, Pete?
Fine. How are you doing today?
Great.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. And this is a PSA for all the Chicagoans to alert that, yes, you guys are open,
Yeah, we're open.
more than just this time of year, but this is a lot of the reasons why people who had those traditions coming downtown and having a good time over at Marshall Fields back in the day coming here as well, right?
Yeah, it's like going to Comiskey Park. Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, we're open again. We were closed for 16 and a half months due to the pandemic, and we're open. We're happy and ready for you to come down and see us. And Christmas time, this time of year, is really, it's a memory time. We can have like 4 generations at one table. Sometimes it's really kind of fun to see everybody come in and walk through the place and remember when they came here as a child and bringing their children and their children's children. It's a time of happiness, and we couldn't be happier to be back after the pandemic, and the Loop is ready for visitation, and so are we.
Right, and people should remember that not only in December you're open, but you're also open the other 11 months of the year.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
But it's a special time to be here around the holidays for a lot of Chicagoans. But talk about the Berghoff's history really quick if people aren't familiar, because you guys have been around since basically the World's Fair back in the 1800s.
This restaurant was founded in 1898, originally on the corner of Adams and State, and moved into this building in 1913 approximately. What we're standing in is the west dining room of the west building. This is the Potter Palmer building, and the other building is the Horatio Stone building that we occupy. And there's only been 2 people that have owned it in their entire existence. My family has owned it since the original people that developed it. But this dining room is special. My grandfather, Louis W., did this dining room. And the history of the restaurant is all the way around it in the murals from the Columbian Exposition, which is what brought Herman Joseph here, which is the great-grandfather. He was a brewer out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. He came to sell his beer, was very well received at the World's Fair, and he came up to market beer, and they wouldn't let him market beer without food. So he would open a saloon as an opportunity to serve his beer. You buy a nickel stein of beer, you got a free sandwich. It doesn't work that way anymore, and it's not a nickel, but you can still get house brewed beer. We installed a microbrewery in 2018, and so everything that you drink here, with the exception, we have a hard cider and we have the root beer. Everything else that's on tap here was brewed here. And it's kind of an extension of the restaurant. Again, it's our historical roots and so on, but everything you eat here, with very, very few exceptions, was made here in this building for the meal from scratch, which makes the Berghoff really unique. And you go over the holiday menu, there's a lot of memories on plates here. And it's my favorite time of year.
I bet. I mean, this place oozes with history, as you said. The stories on the walls. You even have a picture of the World's Fair right when you walk in. The stained glass everywhere. It really is an experience. But remind me, is there a significance to the bar or a liquor license? Were you one of the first? What was that story?
Yeah, well, Herman Joseph actually was buddies with the mayor at the time, which I think was Thompson. And he had liquor licenses 1 and 2.
That's right.
And we still have liquor license number 1. You had to have a liquor license per floor. We had 2 floors. The annex, which is below us, which is our grab and go or quick serve, fast casual concept, it's not open right now because the offices are still lightly occupied, but it'll reopen when the office and the population increases. But the annex usually means next door. So we were next door. Down below was the first dining room here. And then, like I said, about 1913, the bar went in there. And the bar is... when we came back in 2016, we restored the bar. So everything in the bar looks old and antique, because it is. It's all original, but everything behind it is new to support it. And that's when we started the first process of putting in the microbrewery and all the infrastructure to support it to serve the beer properly.
So for people who want more, and we're going to get to the food in a second, but want more information about reservations or about the history of the Berghoff, what's the website they should go to for all that?
Berghoff.com. Really easy.
Berghoff.com. And now I'm going to leave you, Pete. Thank you very much. But introduce the man behind all this wonderful food. This is Chef Matt. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. How long have you been with the Berghoff, sir?
27 years.
27 years, and you've seen some things. You've been through this pandemic. You're still going through it now, but here we are at the holidays where a lot of people come here to celebrate. So that's got to mean something to you guys.
Sure does. I used to love walking through the dining room and talking to the large tables and, like you said, numerous generations. And, one thing is consistency and how they, I remember this 20 years ago, I remember this, and some of the things you've had to take off the menu that just didn't fly anymore. But then, how come you don't have it? Well, you didn't ask me 10 years ago, so I don't have it anymore, But, the menu's evolved, but the holiday menu is pretty classic of what we serve because that's what people are looking for.
So what do we have here? Why don't you just run through the gamut here of all this wonderful food?
Schnitzel has been on the menu forever. I can remember days when we were serving 600 of them a day.
Wow.
Just that item. So that's a staple, cream spinach and spetzel. We have roulade beef, which is just for the holidays. It's a stuffed sirloin and made with a Madeira sauce. I put a fish on today. We have a cedar plank salmon with a lemon vinaigrette. We have some fresh chicken noodle soup with spetzels, and I put that on mostly for the kids and for some people that want to get a nice bowl of soup.
Yeah, for sure.
Classical French onion. And then we have the braised oxtail. We only run that during the holiday. It's really rich and heavy. You eat that, you're probably good for another day without anything. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's good. It's really good.
Well, I've had it. It's fantastic.
Can't eat a lot.
Downplaying a little bit, Chef.
Right. Yeah. And then we have the grilled venison medallions with a berry compote that's made with Madeira wine also. And we have the pumpkin pie. We have the Yule log. We have apple strudel, of course. And then in the background, he's got all the beers that we offer.
Wonderful. And you said you've been here for 26 years. I got to ask, or 27, pardon me. What is one of your favorite things about the Berghoff in general, and maybe not even necessarily at Christmas time, but, just what's one of your favorite memories? You've been here a while. You've seen some things.
It's been a fun place to work, and I really enjoyed, the fact that we make everything fresh is, we have a bakery. You can go up there and say, I want you to make this, and it's done in like 2 days. You can, we have butcher our own stuff. But I used to love working in a cafe in that fast casual because I got to deal with customers every day, and we could banter back and forth and have fun. And I really miss all those people. I wonder what they're doing. I really enjoyed them a lot, and that was one of my favorite parts of the day was interacting. I'm a gregarious guy. This whole pandemic thing is killing me. I go to Costco and talk to people. I know what you're making for dinner. I look at their cart and they're like, "How do you know that?" I said, do it for a living.
Right. So you need these people to come back. They need to come back and visit and come back and stay.
Yeah, just to let me know that they're well. Doing good.
Well, Chef, thank you very much. I'll be sure to anybody watching this, when they come in, be sure to ask for Chef Matt to come and say hi. But happy holidays to you and to everyone here.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank
Chef.
you.
All right, that truly is a Chicago tradition at the Berghoff, TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, that's tbarnus at WGNTV.com. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you.